Andrea Beaver. Hello, live with artbeads.com. So there were a couple of fun Czech Glass beads I saw on their website, and I was like, I want to make a bracelet with these beads. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, so I thought we could have fun designing on the fly together. So really quick, some housekeeping. I can read your comments if you're visiting me today on artbeads.com. If you're watching a replay, awesome. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, hello, Dominique. Please reach out to the Art Beads team, or you can message me directly. We're all here to help you succeed in your jewelry crafting. And if you are looking for a certain supply and it's out, just sign up for the email reminder. It will let you know when supplies have been restocked. And if you're shopping with me today, which I hope you are, you want to check out the links on the bottom and check out with your cart before the end of this show completes today. Some of these items are low quantity, so if you really like these beads, like these ones, for example, you're like, I have to have these flowers, you want to purchase them while you're hanging out with me today before they're sold out. Hello, Lori. And I hope you guys are having a fabulous week so far. It is the beginning still of one, so I hope the remainder of your week is just as fabulous as today is going to be. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media or the Art Beads team. And really quick, also, you can find us on Facebook. They have this really cool Facebook group. You can join, hang out with us, share whatever creations you make using Art Beads, and post any questions there as well. And I hope we have a great time designing today. And I think that's about it. So I do have something I want to try. I got a new phone. My other phone would not let me flip my camera down without fritzing. I'm hoping I can just flip my camera around and down without me having to pause the live. So I'm going to try it and see how it works. So just bear with me while I rotate my camera around. So we're going to go this way. All right, so far so good. And now we're going to do this. And I hope the audio does not pass out. Can y'all hear me still? Just let me know. Yes, I can hear you. No, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yes. Awesome. Well, that was worth $1,000 right there. Because I couldn't move my camera around without the audio cutting out. And then it was dumb. All right, cool. That is fabulous. So I hope I'm not too loud. So I put a couple things together here today. I got off their website. So for starters, I love these flowers. Okay, so they're a 3-petal bead. They're this kind of like orange coral color with the Picasso blend with like a little bit of like brown and purple. I thought these were cool. And then I have these orange, I'm not sure what they're called, but they're like faceted with a really nice orange center. I thought these are great for the fall, as well as if you're looking for something for like Halloween. These are real versatile orange beads. They also have a really nice luster on them, so they're shiny. I love this cut. It's kind of like a round faceted cut. It's really pretty. And it's the same cut as well as these green ones. So kind of what gave me the idea here was these really cool Egyptian beads. Like, I think these are just interesting. They're complex, they're detailed, they're weird, they're also pretty. And I was like, okay, I have to make a bracelet with these somehow. So what I started doing when I saw these was color building first. So, you know, these are the same color, right? But these also complement each other. So I just started pulling basically color theory to see what complements what to build a bracelet. So I'm leaning towards, you know, like olive greens, oranges, and purples for these. So I have 2 bracelet designs here, and you can mix and match. I'm going to give you a couple ideas on how to build with both of these using these strands. And you can also get multiple bracelets or earrings out of these, you know, like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's like 6 pieces. We're just going to use one for a bracelet. You don't have to get both. If you like the purple over the green, that's great. I'll show you how to design with both. And again, you get 6 beads. So that's 6 bracelets for 1 strand. And these are probably almost 2 inches long, maybe 1.5 inches. So it's nice for a top of a bracelet bar is what I'm going for. So I couldn't decide which one was better. So I wanted to build off both. So, sorry. So I like the purple flowers, and I thought purple and green, okay, that's good. I have two different gold tones here with these guys. So you have the larger grueler bead. These are wonderful. These are great as a anchor bead. They're a little bit of a larger gauge, probably close to 10 millimeter. And they also have a luster of a purple shine with a little bit of orange in them. So these beads really complement the colors from all of these because they have a similar color house, as well as the gold matches the gold imprint on these guys. So I'm like, okay, this is a good size for a staple bead. And this is a smaller one. This is gold also with a really pretty like translucent clear color. And if you're looking for something smaller, these will all complement each other as well. So they're all about the same size. So I'm going to kind of piece together, if you guys are okay with it, a couple different bracelet ideas with these two strands as an anchor bead, and then I'll build around it. So addition to that, I found this cool chain. So I've made some bracelets with this chain before. It's seriously cool. It's a nice heavy duty chain and it's textured. And the other thing about it is the links open. So you can adjust this chain to any length that you want by opening it, and you can get a couple different bracelets out of this. So, oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it a lot. So one idea I've done with this particular chain for a bracelet is I use about 5 links, and then I put this on the back connected with a clasp. So I've done quite a bit with this chain where I add dangles to this particular portion where you have this curve up here. You can add a bead on each side. I'm more than happy to share my designs with you with this chain. I've had a couple of bracelets with it. It's a really nice versatile chain, especially in bronze. So it's good for the fall. And you can also use it just solidly by yourself if you want for a bracelet and add beads on each end. So you can attach a bead to these links. And there's a lot of creativity you can use with this chain. So I was like, okay, I want to use this chain somehow with these beads. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do a couple different styles of beads here. And, oh, awesome. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. I did get this clasp from Art Beads. They've sold out. So I threw up another magnetic one. That's the same metal color. If you want a magnetic one, you don't have to use it. But I picked it because it's a flower. Initially using it for another bead, but it's just a really pretty magnetic clasp and it's bronze to kind of tie in the other metal types. But I put up a different one. So there's one available. If you don't like magnetic, just tap in on any kind of a bronze clasp will work. So I haven't made any new jewelry for a few weeks, so my brain, I apologize, is going a million miles an hour with ideas, which I hope that's okay with you guys, because I could probably come up with 20 combinations right now, and we'll just be here for 4 hours having a good time. You just need some coffee. So one idea I love about these bracelets is you can separate these out individually and wire wrap them to be like a dangle, for example, on each side of this chain. Or you could have them capped like this on your bracelet, sort of like this. So I have to get organized here in my mind. One idea I was thinking was to wire wrap these on a ball head pin and use them as a dangle on the end. But, oh, thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate it. Like, I'm like, ooh, we can like pair these. Like, oh, you could be here all day and you can make 20 different bracelets out of these beads. If you check out with this stuff, literally, you'll have a couple Christmas presents here ready to go for stocking stuffers. And especially these, if you just use 1 or 2 of these beads in a bracelet, you can get multiple projects out of these. And I have some of these in my kits. I love these beads. They're fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna go. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to like pull different colors together. Like, that's too much purple. So, and that's too much orange, I think. I'll do that. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm going to use this pile of beads together. So for this one, I think I'm going to do stringing on this one now. If you guys have a preference, I can go from stringing to use the chain first. If you want me to demo how to use this, I think I'll actually do the chain first because we can do this in a minute. So, because this chain is really pretty, and I feel like when you first look at it online, possibly it's intimidating, like you don't know what to do with it. That's how I felt when I first saw it. But there is a lot you can do with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this probably, yeah, I'm going to do 4 links. So I have 4 as in 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to open this one and like so. It just cracks open just like that and you close it down. Now if you're like, well, how do I end it? Also, if you press it down, it just helps it close. You can leave it like this and you can attach a jump ring here, or you can use this link on this side and then just leave this open. It's up to you what project you want to use, except for we're open on this side. Usually you want to have at least one of these closed links in so you don't waste one of the open links that's available. So I'm going to do this. Excuse me. And I'm sorry, Michelle, this is not on the list because I'm kind of designing on the fly here. Hello, Loretta. Yeah, those links, they have them in copper and silver. They're all fantastic. I'm going to use a 9mm jump ring here, and I'm going to attach that here. Sorry, we got to throw that on a shoppable link really quick because I just kind of threw that up. Ooh, just kind of threw that up there. So I put a jump ring on one end. This way, this opens so I can attach my wire for the beadwork on this guy. And then this one, you can leave like this for your clasp portion. So if you wanted to do your clasp, it'll look like this. We're out of number 1 crimps in the store, so I have number 2 crimp link available. I'm using a number 1 because I'm out of number 2 crimps. So Art Beads and I are like swapping spaces right now. They have a number 2 crimp available and I don't. And I'm using a number 1 and they don't. So you just want to sign up for the email list to get a reminder when the number 1 crimps are back in stock. I also use wire guards. This is just a staple for myself. It keeps your wire protected longer. It helps the wire stay and not fray, especially on a bracelet, because you're going to have wrist movement and you want it to slide up and down, whatever it's attached to, and not fray directly on the wire. So I use this wire guard because the jump ring goes through the wire guard and it helps just keep the life of your bracelet longer from breaking. And it's all right. You're not late. You're good. We're all here. We're good. It's all right. We're just glad to see you. We're going to hang out and have coffee and make jewelry and have beads. So when you're crimping, I just kind of pinch down the 2 ends of the wire guard together. And I have my number 1 crimp or crimp tube. Crimp tube, the number 2 I have up, you just use this and crimp it down and just leave it. If you're using a number 1, I add a crimp cover to it. So, and just use my little crimpy tools like so and rotate around. You got to get your nice little hamburger on there. With the crimp tube or your number 1 round, you still crimp the same. So you crimp it down once and you rotate it and crimp it again. And you want to have that nice little sandwich look where it meets and it's a happy crimp. And then you do a pull test and the wire isn't going anywhere. We're good. So I'm just going to trim off this extra wire here. Hello, Pauline. Hello, Ruth. I'm so glad you guys are here today. We're going to make some jewelry. It's awesome. Okay, they're on order. That's awesome. Thank you for double checking that. I appreciate it. If they're on order, that's fantastic. So you don't have to have 9mm. You can swing by with an 8mm or even a 10mm. You just want to have a slightly larger jump ring because a 6, hello, Gloria. A 6 is not wide enough to fit around this particular clasp end. So you want to have a larger jump ring. So I've got my crimp done. I've got my chain ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to actually open this guy up and slide my wire guard on there really quick because I closed it too early. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and slide this on there. And then we're going to get this bracelet ready to go. So, and again, this bracelet, I actually have one, I think, in my store. Y'all can copy it if you want with pearls or moonstone. I think it's moonstone. So like I have this same chain and I just beaded some stone around it with the clasp. It's fantastic. I don't care if you copy my bracelet, it's fine, but this is the chain you'll want to get. I think it's in silver and they have it in copper. And again, this really cool brass color. So, so I'm using, ooh, actually, I don't want that many. I want one less link. Okay, so the other thing is when you're working on this, if you have too many, you can just open it like so and just pop a link off. And then add it back to your other chain until you want to use it later. That way you don't lose any links and it doesn't go to waste. So there you go. I'm going to bump this off for later. All right, so I have my bracelet started. And again, I'm going to use this side for my clasp. So we're just going to ignore this right now. And whatever spacer beads you have in stock, you can use or check out the Art Beads website if there's a specific spacer bead you're looking for, like a daisy spacer bead, or if you want one that's this color with a different texture. I'm out. I apologize. So I'm just using some spacer beads I have at home. The other idea I had was to use some gold seed beads. These are, what size is this? And Art Beads has a lot of seed beads, 8/0. So you could get some 8/0 seed beads and use these as a spacer bead as well. Or, you know, whatever color you want to match with your gear here. So, I think I'm going to use these colors. All right. So I'm going to use this as the top for a bracelet bar. So, okay, we've got this part taken care of. And this we're going to use as our base. So I want to start beading about probably 3 inches in before I add my bracelet bar. So for this, again, you can decide where you want the chunky part on your wrist. If you just want it on the top, then I would reserve the larger beads just for the top and use the smaller ones for the base. The other thing is I pulled out these really pretty mustard color spacer beads, and they have a really nice glimmer to them as well. And the mustard color I thought would work really well with this color palette. And also it's a great for a spacer bead. So if you don't have a metal spacer bead, these are also a great substitute for a splash of color as well as texture. I love mixing different shapes together. I just think it makes your bracelet pop if you can use like different colors and textures of beads, and helps it kind of stand out a little bit. So I'm going to cut these guys here off their little, they don't want to, okay, here we go. There we go. And again, really cool 3-petal beads. They're this awesome orange color. I'm going to bust open these purple ones. And I'm going to bring out these green too, because we are using this green, so you can tie in a secondary olive green to match the top green. And I don't want to use that. And because I'm using a flat chain that lays flat, I'm not going to use a larger bead. I want, and this is also flat, I want this bracelet to be more streamlined, so it's more flat and lays flat, kind of elongated over the wrist. So I'm not going to do a chunky style with this one. So the largest bead will be the 3-petal bead. So, for myself, I like to start off with the spacer bead. Again, whatever metal spacer bead you have available. If you don't have one, artbeads.com has a lot to choose from. Just pick out which one is your flavor up against my crimp cover here. And I think I'm going to start out with 2 spacer beads. So again, we're going to use the mustard spacer beads to just introduce our strand here. And again, I'm going to go small and build up. So the larger it gets, it lays on the top, and the portion down here is more of a flat. So it's a little bit more comfortable. And a metal spacer bead. And I'm going to tie in I think I want to put gold. So because these have a really cool gold edging, I'm going to slap them really close to these guys. So that way we have this gold kind of accented right by each other. So I'm going to reserve that over here. So sometimes when you make a bracelet, a lot of people have the bracelet board. You can pre-lay out your beads to kind of pre-plan what you're doing. I kind of design more on the fly. I just pick up beads and throw them on wire and see what works. But since we're all experimenting together today, it's probably a good idea to pre-plan a little bit. And I want to add a splash of purple And oh, I just noticed this. There is purple tint on the bottom of this olive green glass. So that's another way to tie in purple with this design. Well, that's a fun coincidence. Okay. So, oh, thanks. I appreciate the feedback. I really appreciate it. Yes, I'm talking out loud to myself. So anything you guys want to say, I appreciate it. Actually, no, I'm going to do this different. All right. So I did put some ball head pins on the list, and, because I thought just in case, I'm going to use it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to wire up. I do this a lot. If you already know, great. Just ignore me. If you don't, here we go. Okay, so ball head pin. I really like these preferably to go with beads because it adds a little extra je ne sais quoi, I guess, instead of a boring flathead pin. So I think it's cool to add a little bit. Plus, it looks like it's the center of a flower, that little bud. You know, it's cool. And so, you know, you have your round nose pliers like this, and I'm going to pull the wire off to the side like this. So it goes over the outside barrel on the right. And then I'm going to bring this wire over the outside barrel to the left after I rotate my handles at a like 45-degree angle. So I have my wire bent over, my round nose pliers rotated kind of up at an angle, and I'm going to bring my wire back over this side and around. So with like one fluid motion, whoosh, we form a loop. Sorry, I like to make sound effects when I'm bending my wire sometimes because it's animated that way. So now you have your loop, and we got our little start here over our flower, which is great. So I'm going to hold this down with my chain nose pliers. You can use another tool or your hand. Sometimes it just kind of depends on what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just going to kind of break the rules and do it like this. And there we go. So you've got your loop over the top and cut off your excess wire. And you have your flowers. So, all right, cool. We have our first drop. So we just have to do this 50 more times for this bracelet. I'm totally kidding. I'm just going to do a couple of them. Now, if you're using one of these guys, that's actually a good idea. You could put these in between the flowers or a smaller one and use them as a spacer bead too. That's actually probably a good idea. That way they lay flat. Okay, I think I'm just going to do that. All right, so I'm going to wire up a couple of these flowers. And the other thing you can do too, like I said earlier, is you can take these and attach them here so they dangle off the chain. So you don't have to put it on your wire. You can just take a little jump ring and have your flowers hang off here if you wanted to look like this. I've also done that on a bracelet. It's a lot of fun to kind of mix up the chain like that. Yeah, we're breaking all the rules today, Maggie. They're going out the window. So like you could add dangles here on the chain, which will dress up the chain a little bit, and they'll just kind of be a little bit on the wrist. If you're like, no, I don't want anything on my wrist, you can just go back over here and slide it on the wire. And I'm sorry, I don't know why my phone's like skipping around. Sorry, I'm not doing it on purpose. And so I'm going to do a couple more of these guys, and then we'll just slap this on the chain here on the wire. And have a few dangles. Because, you know, flower dangles are nice. They're pretty. They add some texture. They dress up your bracelet with the splash of color. And it also makes your bracelet unique because not everybody does that. And so now you have your own one-of-a-kind bracelet that you've made today on artbeads.com that you could show your friends. And with your extra beads, make some duplicates and give them out as Christmas presents. I know we're like already talking about Christmas, but it's already almost the end of September. It's crazy how fast time goes. And before you know it, it's October. And then everyone's buying beads to make bracelets. So I would say get your order in now before they're sold out and you have stuff for Christmas, because I'm already behind. All right. Let me get this guy on there. Isn't this fun hanging out and wire wrapping together, you guys? Yes. This is how we should all hang out together on Tuesdays, is have fun and make jewelry. All right, so I'm going to stop with 4 because it's an even number, and you'll have a couple on each side. So I need to add another spacer bead here. And again, you can use seed beads, whatever spacer you have at home. And I'm going to pile onto this one. So I think I'm going to do 2 more of these guys too. That'll work. Oh yeah, Port Townsend. I was going to say, yeah, our weather is kind of changing. It's going to the gray, rain, colder temps. Yep, welcome fall to the PNW for sure. Oh, thank you, Marianne. I appreciate it. You know, it's on my list to go to Port Townsend. I just live south of there, but there's this really cool hotel that's like from the 1800s or something. That's on a couple shows I've seen. I really want to go check this place out. It's open to the public, but it's been like a couple different buildings. You know, I'm going to do like this. So, yeah, road trip for sure. So I'm going to stack a couple of these together. It's my new thing to do. I love stacking flowers and petal beads. So like, here's an idea. And it's kind of long. And there's also purple a little bit on this. So like, again, we're kind of tying purple in. And because the petal beads are curved, you're going to need a little extra bead on the interior. So your beads either sit in there nice and flat, or here's the other thing, actually. These curved beads will sit in that flower bead. Perfect. Look at that. They're going to fit right together and sandwich. Ha! That is cool. So you have almost a half of a bracelet made already, and you have a ton of beads. So that's why I'm saying this project, you can get lots of bracelets out of all of this stuff. And I think I'm just going to do 2 flowers actually. So I'm going to tie in the green first because I want this green to help anchor this bead, which is coming up shortly, but also separate the greens out from each other so it's not too heavy on the green too close together. All right, you need to go in the garbage can. All right, I'm going to do my golds. So this kind of gives you a splash of colors together, and they're kind of a fall-based color as well. Okay, here we go. And thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. Appreciate it. Hope y'all are having fun. All right, here we go. So like so far, here's kind of a unique idea. I just like kind of introducing the different colors. Okay. And what do I want to do now? So you could tie in, I don't know, I kind of like to keep a similar pattern. So I think I'm just going to copy it on the other side. And by this time, you're already almost done with this bracelet because of the length of everything. So if you're looking for a 7-inch bracelet, for example, you're almost to the end. So here we go. So again, I could come up with a ton of design ideas, and we have a good half an hour. So if you guys don't mind hanging out with me, I can show you lots of different recipes here that you guys can copy. So I'm looking at how long this is. I'm going to measure this in a minute because you have to add a clasp, and I want to figure out how long this is first before I tie this off. So, all right, this bracelet, if you like pull up here and leave an inch, is already at like 7.5 inches before you're done. So this could be a bracelet idea. I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see it on camera here. So we have the purple flowers with spacer beads, and you've got your 2 orange flowers with your green, your gold, and then your green center bar here. And then I just repeat the pattern on the other side. So like here's one bracelet idea. If you guys want to screenshot that so you can copy it. There you go. I hope you guys can see it okay. So this is a cool, this is a cool idea. I'm going to take everything off though, because we're going to do a different one, completely different. So for this one, I'm going to put the flowers on the bottom like so and introduce the purple and the grueler. And so we have those and these. This. Now, the purple has this really cool luster coating on the inside. Oh, no, you can ask anything. Sorry to ask, but it takes more than once to actually get something. I need to see your head pin. You want me to wire wrap it again? If you want me to, I don't mind doing that. I'll do it as many times as you guys want. It's totally no problem. This bead has a really cool luster coating on the inside. So it has like a mixture of like blues and greens and it's really shiny. So it's cool. And again, it has this really nice like Egyptian print. So, it's a fun bead. And you guys can ask anything. Like, I'm here to help you. So if you're like, hey, can you do that again or go slower or do it? I'm at your disposal. So just let me know. Yeah, just ask me, let me know. So for this one, I'm going to, I think I want this to be predominantly like the purple color. So I'm going to save these off to the side here for the chain. I'm going to do this little cool orbit bead with the gold rim. And I'm going to do a groover on this one because this has a purple coating. Actually, no, because that's too close together. Too much translucent. Okay. I'm going to do green. I guess we'll do green. So the green does also have a purple cap on the top, so it matches as well. And then as you're kind of building your bracelet, you'll have leftover flowers. So if you wanted to build more flowers, yeah, that's right, Dee. That's why we put these on YouTube and save them so you guys can rewatch them and pause it and kind of figure out what you're looking for. Can I show the bracelet again? Yeah, I'll just build it again with you guys. No problem. We can do that. So I actually liked it better with less spacer beads. So I'm going to do this. That's the fun part about making jewelry is you can make things and take it apart and make it all over again and change your mind. And that's the brilliance of creating art is there's so many different things you can do to be creative and just start over again or add one more bead for a completely different new look each time. So for this one, I think I'm going to do this and yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I really love these beads. Okay, that's right. So I'm going to do green. I'm going to do, what did I do? The petal? This. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to change it up just a little bit. Because sometimes when I make bracelets, I'm like, you know what? I like this other idea better. I think that's what everybody does when we're designing jewelry is you start something and then change your mind and make it again. I had those. And then the green. And then this. And I'm going to splash some of these yellow guys on there. And again, thanks for hanging out with me. We're having a good time designing today. Yay. So purple. Actually, might be fun to just swap out purple with this one. All right. So I have this. Then I did this. I moved it back there. All right. We're just going to jump to green. No, this green's too close together. Why don't we just do this one again? Yeah, that's actually pretty too. Okay, so I really like working with the translucent beads. I'm so glad you bought them. You're going to love them. They're fun. And again, you can get so much out of these. The color is amazing. And with the amount of beads, you can make multiple projects. And, whoops, I'm throwing beads at myself. I need more coffee. Okay, so I'm almost finished with this one. Again, when you start piling on adding beads and you have this chain pre-established, this is a couple inches already. So this will take up a bulk of the length of your chain. So you just want to measure it before you add your crimps and stuff like that in case it's not long enough. Because there we go. I'm going to add these two. And I like these orange because you just add a little splash of color with them. And there we go. I kind of add some purple behind them. Here we go. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Again, you could stack these colors together too, the two different flowers. I really feel like there's so many possibilities with these beads together for different types of bracelets. All right, so let me see how long this one is. All right, so this one's 7.5 inches with the clasp. So if you want a longer bracelet, here's an idea. If you need it shorter, just take off that last bead and you can end it here with your clasp looking at this end like this. So yeah, it's about a 7.5 inch bracelet. So again, here's a close-up of this one. If you guys want to screenshot this and save it. Also, I'll type out the recipe for these. So you can go to the Art Beads Facebook page and I'll have the, I'll type out like how I placed everything. So that way you can just look up the codes and then just duplicate it if you want off of the SKU numbers. Thanks. I really appreciate that, Marianne. So here's this one. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. I just love those colors together. Okay, I'm going to take this one apart. So I'm going to show it one more time. Kind of like here's a close-up of this guy. And we're going to mix up some different beads. So for this style, I want to put the flowers on the chain. So how I do that is you just take a small jump ring, which we do have in stock on artbeads.com. You just need to have like a 4mm or whatever you have. And you want to take your jump ring and we're going to attach it to the link here in between the bracelet. So actually I should back up here for a minute. I've had beads come through here also. So you have a bead here in the middle. So you just need a jump ring to go through this link, or you can attach it on the end of these links. So you have options with this chain on how to attach things. Again, if you're like, I need an idea visually, just send me a message and I'll send you photos I have of bracelets I made with this chain and you can copy the ideas with your chain purchase. It's fine. I will give that permission to anybody who buys the chain. I'll help you design with it. So let me get on there. Like so. And then you just kind of close it. So you just take a jump ring and you can attach it to the link like so and have a dangle on there. And there's enough space where it will sit comfortably and not get smashed. And then you could also add a cluster of small beads on there. Like I love this chain. There's a lot you can do with it. So I'm going to add a flower to each one of those. And I think I'm going to make this bracelet purple. We got more purple in our lives. Halloween coming up, everyone's gonna be using purple. All right, and you want to have a jump ring large enough to go around the little, I don't know what it's called, filial, the little metal ball head thingy here on the end of the chain, so that way it goes around it. Oh, sure, absolutely. I will put the clasp on. So again, I have this one, but they're sold out. So I had to substitute in another magnetic clasp, but it's the same color and they just twist open. And it's a bronze brassy color. And so when I'm attaching a clasp to the chain, I just literally attach it like so with a jump ring. You don't need to open it or anything. These do not open on the chain. These guys don't, but this part does. So you can open this to adjust the length, but these are a solid jump ring and they're not, they don't open. So here's me attaching the clasp. Here we go. So you just attach it to your chain like so. And that's really easy. If you have a larger ring, you can open this up and have this go through your clasp directly, but I have not found a clasp that is large enough to do that. So I've always had to connect it to the last ring of the chain. And yeah, so like you can attach focals, and I've made a bracelet before where I had dangles on each side of like stones with the chain in the middle as a focal point. So I think I used like 8mm tourmaline on each side, and then I just connected it with a jump ring. So, and then I had a big pendant in the middle. So like you can go to Art Beads and get a large metal pendant and attach the chain to it and have dangles go all the way around, and that's a finished bracelet. Because this chain is so ornate, there's a lot that you can, it's really pretty, like it holds itself. So anything you add to it is just more complimentary. And I mean, it's a great project. I think you get a foot with your order. And, you know, if you shave it down to just a couple inches, you can get multiple bracelets out of 1 foot. And this one. I think I used a butterfly with silver chain on my bracelet idea. And they have the silver chain on artbeads.com too. So you don't have to use bronze. I like bronze, but they have copper. I've used that. That's also fun. And then you can use copper metal with it and turquoise or whatever. Okay, close that up. Okay, so for this one, we have our 4 dangles here with our chain and our connector starter. Oh, and I just thought of something. Okay, this is funny. These are flowers, right? And this is a flower, so they match. Hey, see how designing inadvertently pulls things together when you least expect it? Those coordinate. Yeah, that's awesome. So you could also add more flowers, and then those will all coordinate. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. So, these are going to be flat along here. So I want this to be a little bit thicker, I think. So I'm going to introduce some of the bigger beads. So again, I'm going to have my little spacer bead here as my starting point. And those are actually really pretty together. I'm trying to figure out what do I want to sandwich in my purple here. Nope, I don't need those. So you definitely want to use these grulers with the purple ones because this is a coated with purple and they match really well. So they're shimmery together. They almost have the same coating. So they're designed, I think, to complement each other really, really well, totally by accident. So these both have a real similar luster shine together, so they match. I just figured that out just now by holding this bead. And that's the fun part about designing jewelry is you'll find little happy accents, kind of like Bob Ross makes happy trees while you're making bracelets. Oh, that's okay. I'm glad you're back, Loretta. I hope your doctor's appointment went well. I have to go to one myself this afternoon. Those are always a lot of fun. The good news is we're not dying. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to add a splash of these floral beads. Yeah, I like that. That's fantastic. So these are fun. And I think for this, I'm just going to jump right into purple. So you can add the floral beads or not. It depends on if you like these together. But these flower beads do have purple Picasso blend on the outside. That's the same shade purple as this guy. Same with the green one and same with this. So these literally all have purple incorporated with them. So you can place these how, you know, you like them, but they're all coordinated to be in the same color blend. So that's kind of exciting. I'm not using the gold ones though, because this has a different shimmer on the inside. I'm reserving these. I reserve these for the green beads unless you choose to mix them together. That's too big. And I like to use the larger beads further on the outside because this is a flat bead and it's thin. I want to keep the beads around it more of the same circumference so it doesn't look like it doesn't match. Whenever I'm putting something together, I like to double check not only, you know, sizes and textures and stuff, but that they are similar vein of size, because otherwise one bead will swamp another bead and then they won't match. Like this is a little bit better of a size together. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay. So because these petal beads are real similar in size to the gruler, I'm going to sandwich these together instead. Center first. No, I want the tail first. We want the end first. That way the flower bead sits out like this. Okay, that's better. And then the green. And this one. And purple. Oh yeah, this looks way better. And then this size also complements each other. Okay, good. I like that one. No, maybe I want to actually, I'm going to do a purple. because I want this flower to go up against it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a purple flower next to the purple. You don't, no, actually, I don't like that either. Never mind, too much purple in one spot. Okay. Is this all I got? Shoot, I almost feel like I need to get a different bead out here. Yeah, I don't like the mustard yellow up against the purple. I would reserve the mustard yellow too for the green. I think that this will stay together for its own idea. Okay, so I'm just going to draw purple here and then repeat the pattern. And then by this point, the bracelet will probably be close to the length that you need to finish. Like so. Nope, you stay over there. And you could also add more of these into the bracelet as well. If you wanted to add more of the purples in there, you don't have to use the orange. You can make them all purple. I'm just trying to mix up different color ideas. And nope, you guys stay over there. Okay, and another of this guy. All right, so with this bracelet idea, I'm looking at, how long is this one? 6.5 inches. Okay, so we have a little bit more to go. Oh, I hope your doctor encourages you to watch. And he says, Loretta, don't worry about it. In fact, scoot over, let me use your phone. We'll hang out together and make jewelry. Because you never know. Maybe he has beading tools at home and he wants to learn how to make a bracelet. And you can tell him to join artbeads.com next Tuesday and hang out with me again. And he might thank you and give you some free tools or something. You never know. Your doctor might love jewelry. Okay, so I'm going to add some purple in the end here. I think that looks good. And this bracelet is 7.5 inches with your clasp. So that's another idea. So you could have, you know, some dangles on the chain like this. And then here's another idea kind of holding up to the camera. So we have our purple one with the mix of beads as well. Oops, sorry. So here's an idea. If you guys want to screenshot this as well, go for it. Here's another one. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I could just keep doing this with you guys for hours. And like I said, we could have lunch and just hang out and make jewelry. Ooh, we don't have another idea. So I'm going to bring out these purple flowers. And this. And this. And this. And this. All right, cool. Now, if you want more purple, here you go. You can introduce the purple flowers and just throw in some of the griller texture. Just like this. So here you go. And just kick the colors out. You could just do the clear transparent purple with more purple. And these colors also complement the bronze as well. These have kind of like a bronze gold coating on the end. So everything colors, all the colors tie in really well to coordinate. And you know what? I'm just going to take this off and have 2 flowers. Okay, so like here's another idea. This bracelet length is probably close to 7.5. All right, we're almost at 7.5. And you can use 2 of the Egyptian beads with your flowers and grillers. And here we go. I'm trying to make it to where you can see it. Here's another design. So I'm so glad you like the off the cuff. I do too. Like I'm just having a good time creating with you guys. So I'm glad you do too. Thanks for your patience while we just kind of go through beads together. There's a lot of different options here for creating with these beads. And they all pretty much color mix and match together. So you could decide what colors you want more of or want less of, but they all coordinate. So you could have quite a few bracelet options. And pull these up. I really love these with these 2. That's actually fun. All right, so for this one, you can just like have the chain here. I'm going to pull this off and do I want with, yeah, I think I'm just going to use this wire and actually detach it and then make a bracelet without chain. So if you don't want to use the chain, you have another bracelet option. So I'm going to like scoot this off. By the way, you know, it sounds good now that I'm looking at your name, Dominique, and you're going to laugh. Sushi. Oh my gosh. I'm like, it's lunchtime. I'm hungry. Wow. Sushi sounds good. That's funny. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to use some wire without the chain on it. And I'm going to start with my spacer bead. And I'm going to make this with these colors up here instead. And I'm just going to throw some beads on there that I think will make a good combination if you guys don't mind. So I'm just going to do one green. So for this one, I'm going to use the green, the mustard, the golds, and these flowers. I'm going to kind of go faster because we only have about 10 minutes left. So just to give you guys a design option. I know, dude. Seriously. You know, I wonder if you could put those together. I think these are really close in size, so I feel like you could really nestle these together as well. Actually, I'm going to do that. It's a good idea. And if you guys are having, like, if you buy these and you have any questions or like want an idea, just send me a message. I'm more than happy to help you figure out some bead placement too. It's, I might be on the road. I'm going to be out of town for a little bit, but message me and I'm more than happy to try to help out. Because we're all in this beading together and it's all about making jewelry. All right, here we go. Okay, I really like that one. I think I would wear this bracelet myself. All right, cool. This is good. All right, so I'm just going to use one slice of the mustard spacer bead and then tuck in a couple flowers next to it for a pop of color, and then add the grueler and then another green bead for a pop of color as well. So I really like these green beads. They do really well with the with both of the Czech Glass bars. They match really well, so you can mix and match with those really easily. So I have this, oh, whoops, I screwed up my own pattern. There's a spacer bead in here. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up and show you guys here in just a minute. And again, I will type out the recipe for these and put them on the Facebook group. So if anybody wants to mimic them, it'll be easier for you to remember all the bead placement. Yeah, I love these colors. I was thinking of fall and just to have like fun pop of color. So I actually really like this bracelet. I think I'm going to finish this and photograph it and I'll post it in the Facebook group. And this is 6. So probably just want to repeat the pattern for length. Let me see how long that's going to be. If you add 2 of the green beads, obviously it's going to extend it a lot sooner. All right, that's 7. So I'm actually going to take this off. Add this one. And then this one, see where we're at. Okay, so another part of designing too is you're trying to determine lengths is taking beads off and on and then gauging your length. So if I have 2 of these, it's almost about 2 inches on your bracelet, which makes this about 7. If I add, where's our clasp? Our clasp, right? I'm going to pop this off really quick. So, by the way, these magnetic clasps are amazing. Like I said, they're sold out, so just sign up for the email reminder list. So when they come in stock again, you'll get an email because they're fabulous. So, all right, so here we're at 7.5 inches. So mostly the the bracelet size that I find are the most common are 7.5 inches. So I try to design my bracelets at 7.5 inches. And again, this is a really fun one. So I'm going to hold up. Here's another finished one that you can copy. So you have the 2 greens and we have the green olive beads mixed in. Oh, okay. So like just the bracelet with another group of beads. I'll do it again. And then then you have the grueler, the spacer bead, and the flowers. So here's another good one. I actually really like this one myself a lot. Yeah, actually, I don't want to take it apart. I really like that one. That's a fun bracelet. Oh, you know, and I left out these orange ones. Whoops, I forgot. I put these off to the side. So, and these have a gold texture, so they're made to match these really well. They have a similar luster shine, so they match really, really well as well. Yeah, I could put those on instead of the petals. Okay. So I'm going to pull that out, but leave it, and then do this over again. Where'd they go? All right, so for this one, I'm going to use the orange ones really quick because they have that nice gold top, and we have a few minutes, so I'm going to try to do another bracelet idea for you guys here really quick that you can use. Green, where are the greens? Green. Okay, this one. And I don't want green right by another green because then it's too much green. This one. This one. All right, we have a pattern coming together. Yay. Okay, so for this one instead, you just want to introduce your orange. And actually, I don't like that. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to add another orange one instead. We're going to add more orange because orange is fun. And turbine. I think these are called turbines. I need to memorize the names of the shapes of the glass a little bit more. So here we go with another idea. And I'm using the gold right by the green because these are gold with a gold coating, and they just really help bring the gold out of this for a nice little pop. But it's also a subdued glass, so it's really pretty and it's shiny without being too shiny. So you have a nice matte look as well. If you like a little bit something more, oh my gosh, I actually really like this idea. It's very earthy. Okay, I'm gonna do one of these guys. All right, so I'm almost done with this one. Again, I'm gonna hold up so you guys can see it close and get a camera shot if you want. This orange bead does look a lot like carnelian. You could absolutely mix this with the carnelian gemstone in a bracelet and they would complement each other fabulously, 100%. Definitely looks like that. So if you wanted to make a bracelet with Czech glass and stone mixed, that's definitely one that would work. All right, I need to add one more bead. So might as well do another one of these. There we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I think this one's finished, and this one is almost 7 inches long. So let's add another bead. I'm going to add green because I want to have another splash green in here. And this is 7.5. So here you go. You can have another bracelet idea here. This is about 7.5 inches. And this one has a little bit more of the green and the orange mixed in. And then you have your gold as well. So everything kind of ties in and matches. So if you want to take a screenshot of this one, here you go. And then I will try to remember my bracelet combinations and then write them down so you guys have a recipe. So anyways, have so much fun with this fun color palette. Also, I'm using beadle-on wire. And again, so just reintroduce, I'm using beadle-on wire. I have some fun tools selected. We have our chain. Here's a close-up of the chain if you like to use it. And then a mixture of glass. And if you have any questions, I'm going to flip the camera on really quick. Hey, look, the camera moves and I don't lose my audio. Heck yeah. I just got to tighten it up here a little bit. That is wonderful because like for a few months, every time I moved the camera around, it would be like the audio would crash. Okay, so anyways, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know Eric's like, yeah, you finally got a new phone. I'm not a loser anymore. If you guys have any questions or, you know, on the products, or if you want a design tip, feel free to reach out to me or Art Beads. If anything's sold out, sign up for the email reminder for when everything's in stock. They'll send you an email so you can buy the product. And then I will try to post the recipe in the Facebook group. And don't forget to close out before I hang up with you guys today with if you have anything in your shopping carts. And you're awesome, Lori. Thanks for being here. And I hope everything goes well for you guys all today and that the rest of your week is wonderful. And if you have any questions, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and Art Beads is on YouTube, Facebook, artbeads.com. And I think I covered everything. So have a great rest of your day. And thanks so much for being here. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.